These earbuds look cool, but do they sound good? Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. Well, let me open it up and take one out. These are the studionod FREENOD earbuds. Let me start right out with a close-up so you can see what they look like. They have a really great design. It's a very distinctive look, and they fit super easily with magnets into the case. The case is small, has an aluminum exterior, and it comes in four bright, vibrant colors. This is neon orange. I love the color. I'm so tired of black and white electronics. It's so nice to see some colors injected. Now, let me tell you a little bit about them. So they feature 13mm titanium drivers with an additional bass tube. So they actually have surprisingly good bass response, which is nice. They have anti-occlusion air vents. The heck's an anti-occlusion air vent? I'm glad you asked. So this is something where it makes sure the air pressure inside your ear doesn't end up different to the environment around you. Now, usually not a big deal, but you can imagine if you're wearing these on an airplane during takeoff, you really want to keep that air pressure balance. That's what these do. That's a really great feature. They're driven by Bluetooth 5.0, which is the latest generation of Bluetooth, which means they pair easily. They stay paired. You only see one thing show up on your device. It's everything you want from Bluetooth. Nothing ever gets disconnected. So they also have AAC, which is great for people with iPhones because the iPhone uses AAC for its more advanced music codec. And this is an iPhone 13 Pro. But if you have Android and you have aptX or aptX HD or something, they don't support aptX at this point. So great for iPhones, good for Android, but really I feel like their choice of having AAC but not aptX sort of says that they really want to compete directly with Apple's AirPods Pro and AirPods. They don't have ANC, so I guess they compete with Apple AirPods directly. So they also have a couple things I haven't quite figured out what their purpose is, one of which is the motion detecting accelerometer. They have optical sensors, and they also have what they call a Hall effect sensor. So not entirely sure how all of that fits together for your listening experience, but I'm guessing it's something to do with the way they try to do noise canceling on the microphone for when you're talking. So entirely reasonable. And then you pull the right one out, and that goes in your right ear. And in fact, the earbuds themselves look exactly like the Apple AirPods design. So they clearly were, we'll just call it inspired by that. And I put them in, and I'm already listening to music right now. And then there's tap sequences. So I can double tap, I can triple tap to get different functionality. And what that did is that gave me a pause and a play again. Battery life is so-so. They're 4 hours listening, but then when you put them back in the case, then you get a 8 more charges. So the case itself is really nice and light, but that gives you a total of 32 hours of listening. And as with so many of these, if you put them in for 15 minutes, you get an hour of play, and this case will charge fully in 90 minutes. So, once every week or so, make sure it's plugged in via USB-C, and then there's a button on the front for pairing, and that button you push, and it also will show you battery status. I have green, which means my case is fully charged. So let's look in the box, and then I'm going to give you a quick demo of the microphone. So in the box, and again, really great box design. This company definitely is really nailing the sort of aesthetic experience. So comes with a user guide, which surprisingly doesn't actually detail all the different tap sequences. I would think that would be a very logical thing to put in there, but it is on their website, or you can just sort of experiment and try to figure it out. And then underneath that is the charging cable, and this is an atypically long charging cable. I haven't actually unpacked it, but this looks like it's about a 6-foot cable with USB-A, the rectangle, on one end, and USB-C on the other end. And then underneath that is another envelope, and in that envelope was the safety and handling. And remember, if you're listening to earbuds and your ears are bleeding, turn the volume down. You think I'm joking. You should read the kind of stuff that's in these documents. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, let me just reassemble this real quick. And the box is so well engineered that you'll notice I didn't close it because it's a really tight fit. Don't be surprised if you're wrestling with it just a tiny bit to get it to open initially, but all well and good. Let me go ahead and put these back in. And the aesthetic of them is they're a little bit more square edged than the Apple design, but overall, as you can see in this close-up, very similar look, very similar feel. I'll get to the music and the sound in a minute, but let me just sort of go to voice memos. And what we're going to do is, now you're hearing me talking through these earbuds. These are the studionod's FREENOD earbuds, and they do have some sound cancellation so that my voice should sound the best it possibly can. What do you think? All right, let me switch back. So there's really a lot to like, and I definitely like the whole case design. It's just super easy to work with. I like that the magnets hold them in, that the whole thing is small and has a really nice hand feel to it. It's just a really nice design. But then you get to the sound, and the sound is good. It's not as good as the Apple AirPods, and again, I'm not saying Pro because we're not talking ANC. We're just talking the regular AirPods as a comparator. So these sound good. They have a nice crispness to them, and I would say that they have a good sound stage and good bass. But I found if I turned the volume up a lot on my music, it really couldn't follow that level of complexity of the music, and it just sort of lost its sort of dynamic space. So as I made the music louder and louder, it just sort of felt like I was getting into a smaller and smaller sound space, which is the exact opposite of how most drivers work, where as you turn the volume up, you tend to get a larger, more expansive sound. And sometimes you'll get clipping, which is where you lose the very top end of like cymbals or something like that. But the sound was good. I think it would be great for phone calls. I think it would be entirely listenable at a low to medium volume level. But if you're really looking for something that's going to just let you jam and just, shut out the world by having your music really loud, then I'm not sure these are up for it, and you might check out some of their other products. So that's all I got. Overall, I really like them. I love the color. I love the design. And I think the sound reproduction's okay. It's good, but not great. So that's all I got. We need to talk about the price. But before we get to the price, I'm just going to ask if you could subscribe to my channel. As is hopefully very obvious, I'm really candid and honest in my reviews. I don't just shill products. I will tell you the good and the bad because I don't want you to make a bad buying decision. So please subscribe. A click or a tap on that subscribe button and we're connected. Great. These are the studionod's FREENOD earbuds, and they're $99, actually discounted on their website down to $79 at studionod.com. And they come in neon orange, which is this color, dusty pink, classic blue, and charcoal gray, and all four of those colors are just really beautiful. There's, great design, lots to check out. That's all I got. I think I'm going to head back to my music, so I'll catch you in my next video.